Eggplant is one of those summer crops that splits people right down the middle. You either grow it every year without fail, or you've given up on it completely. If you're the kind of person who loves eggplant, but just can't seem to get it to actually produce, this video is for you. What I have here is a Japanese eggplant, also known as an Asian long eggplant, and these are a great starting point if you want to get familiar with growing your own crops. They tend to mature earlier, they're more prolific, but honestly, they're just easier to manage in the garden. When you cut it in half, you can see it's full of tiny seeds, and this is actually the main part we care about for growing. Now, not every seed you find in here is guaranteed to be viable, but if the eggplant was allowed to fully ripen on the vine before you harvested it, you're going to have a much higher success rate. To start, we're going to dab a small amount of toothpaste onto the cut surface of the eggplant. Now, I'll be upfront with you. This one's more of an old school folk trick than something backed by real science, so take it with a grain of salt. Some growers swear by it as a way to help seal the surface and keep things clean while it dries. Just a thin layer's enough. Then we set it aside. To start planting, we're going to fill a cup with regular potting mix. Nothing fancy here, just a standard, well-draining mix works perfectly fine. Fill it up half of the way, leaving a little room for the eggplant. Then we're going to take the eggplant and carefully set it into the cup, making sure it sits in nice and snug. From there, just fill in the rest of the potting mix around it, packing it gently so it's held firmly in place.
Now, you might be wondering, why not just extract the seeds instead of planting half the eggplant straight in? Well, here's my thinking. The flesh around the seeds naturally keeps them moist and protected while they're trying to germinate, instead of drying out and needing to be babysat. It's definitely not the conventional method. And if you ask 10 different gardeners, you'll probably get 10 different opinions on whether this actually works. But that's honestly half the fun of gardening. Trying the weird stuff, seeing what sticks, and learning from what doesn't. So let's just go with it and see what happens.
Now we're just gonna lightly mist the top to keep everything moist, just enough to settle the soil in and keep those seeds hydrated while they get started. After 1 month, here's where we're at. This seedling now has 2 well-developed true leaves, broad, deep green, and completely free of yellowing, spotting, or pest damage. That's actually a really good sign. It means it's had adequate light and nutrition so far. If you look closely at the leaves, you can see the classic eggplant shape, slightly lobed edges with that prominent veining radiating out from the midrib. The good news is, you can already see new growth pushing through at the top, a smaller leaf emerging right between the 2 bigger ones, which tells us this plant isn't stalling, it's actively moving forward.
And here's the surprise twist. This seedling didn't come from a seed we carefully extracted and planted on its own. It grew directly out of the eggplant itself, meaning that weird actually worked. The seeds germinated right there inside the flesh and pushed their way up and out on their own. So if you've got an overripe eggplant sitting in your kitchen right now that you were about to toss, don't. You might be sitting on your next crop without even realizing it.
Now, let's prepare a new home for it. In this case, a large container. With the potting mix ready to go, we're gonna make a hole right in the center, just deep enough to fit the seedling in comfortably. Now, scatter a few crushed eggshells around the base. As they slowly break down, they release calcium into the soil. And on top of that, The rough, jagged edges act as a natural deterrent against slugs and other soft-bodied pests.
And finally, sprinkle a small handful of cinnamon powder over the surface of the soil to help prevent damping off.
Now, let's gently settle the seedling into its new home. Take your time here. This little plant has come a long way already, and the last thing we want is to damage those roots at the finish line. Carefully nestle it down into the hole, then firm the soil in around the base, just enough to hold it upright and steady.
With everything ready, it's time to make our main solution. We'll start by filling a jar with water, then adding in a few teaspoons of rice. This creates what's basically a natural, mild fertilizer. As the rice sits in the water, it slowly releases starches and trace nutrients, things like B vitamins, that the plant can actually use. Then we'll prepare a second solution. Same process as before, except this time it's cinnamon powder instead of rice. Now, cinnamon has natural antifungal properties, so this solution is going to help protect the roots and soil from any fungal issues while the plant settles into its new home. After about 30 minutes, we'll come back and strain both of these out, starting with the rice solution first, pouring it straight into the pot, followed directly by the cinnamon solution right after. 2 natural boosts in one go, straight to the roots.
And from here on, it's just routine care using this same solution. And the rules are simple. Water with the rice and cinnamon mix once a week. And on the days in between, just use plain water so you're not overdoing it. Keep it somewhere it gets plenty of bright, indirect sunlight. Eggplants are sun lovers. The more, the better. And check the soil before every watering. If the top inch is still damp, hold off. After 3 months, and look at this. What started out as a tiny seedling, barely 2 leaves and a thin little stem, has now fully developed into a mature, healthy plant. Full canopy, strong stem, and it's already giving us these fresh, glossy Japanese eggplants, ready to harvest. And the wild part is, this entire plant grew from nothing but half of a leftover eggplant that was honestly seconds away from getting tossed in the trash. If you told me 3 months ago that this weird, lazy method would actually work, I probably wouldn't have believed you either. But here we are, and the proof is right in front of us. And there you have it. Proof that you don't need to buy seeds, you don't need fancy equipment, and you definitely don't need to be an expert gardener to grow your own food. If this video helped you look at that half-eaten eggplant in your fridge a little differently, drop a comment and let me know. I'd love to see how yours turns out. And if you enjoyed this one, a like and a subscribe genuinely helps this channel grow. And I'll see you in the next one.